up, y'all? Welcome back. Grayze Dynamics, right here. You know, I'm here to review another wheel for you. Today we're looking at the Soelpec Xr. Thank you, RJ, for sending this over, as well as a box of wheels for me to review. I appreciate it. Thank you for being a valued part of Grayze Dynamics. Thank you guys for tuning in, and thank you guys for enjoying this. If you like it, like, subscribe, notifications on. Let me know what you think. With that being said, let's take a quick look. Initial impact of the wheel, taking it out, was like, wow, this is pretty cool. It's got 6 buttons on the front, as you can see here. It's got two funky switches here that are full 7-way. It's got 2 thumb encoders, which have really nice detents on it. It's got 3 push button rotary encoders on the front. On the back, it's got your shifters and clutches. This button here is for the settings menu for the screen. On the front, actually, it has a wonderful 5-inch screen. And beside each side of the screen, you'll see 2 buttons here, which again are used for the dash. And then again, some really cool stuff you can do with Simhub. The grips are silicone. They're the tacky grips that I like because they, again, feel like they squeeze really close to the hand. With that being said, they do attract lint and dust, but for those of you who don't care like me, I think they're really nice. They aren't the softest grips I've ever used. They aren't the hardest. This is a more formula style wheel. It is 302 millimeter technically, so a 300 mil wheel rim. The cool thing is I can attach my NRGQR. It does come with a spacer already attached, so you will have to compensate for that when you have the wheel on your rig. So if you don't use spacers, if you get this wheel, you'll have to account for the space. Here, I'm using the NRGQR, so it's easy to attach onto the wheel, which made life very easy. It has 2 buttons on the back top here that are really nice. You know, instead of having additional shifters, just has 2 buttons, easy to reach. But overall, really good. So good design. Let's actually get it on the rig, take a look at the software, and then we'll get to our conclusion.
Hey, what's up, guys? So now we got the software up. And by software, I really mean Simhub. Simhub, as we know, is the most powerful tool you can use in sim racing. With that being said, it does not have a dedicated software, so that may rub some people the wrong way. I personally think that if it's in 2024, you should be using Simhub at this standpoint. However, I will say this. By not having a dedicated software, if something was to happen and everything runs through Simhub, that would negate some of the ability you have to do some other things with it, simply because Simhub is a tool that is required to use this wheel. So if you're going to use this wheel, it's PC only. You really should be using Simhub in 2024. With that being said, so we're in the settings menu on the wheel. You get there by simply pushing the button on the back. That's their dash. You push the button on the back. One of the things you'll see here is the exact same thing you'll see on the screen. You can really make all of these changes directly on the Simhub app, making changes to the 3 different devices they currently offer at this standpoint. So you can make changes to things like clutch and bite point. You can see here different profiles for LED lights, different functions that can be enabled or disabled. It gives you the button layout, which I think is really cool to have, to know, and to understand. It's really get, again, a bunch of different features that are just built into this wheel that make it a very powerful wheel that have a multitude of functions that you can use. We'll go back over here to overview, and again, you can see you can essentially map everything here. Left thumb mode 2. Center data, right thumb mode 2. Now again, these are the thumb modes here, so you can tap these buttons here and things like that. You also have things you can do to map your brake bias and ABS and different thumb encoders and what you want to do to pulsate up and pulse down. You know, different blackout dashboards. I did put the driver tag on here because, again, it's something I think is cool that, you know, it can say my name and Lewis Hamilton's number, which is, I think, is cool. You know, you can change different colors. You can have presets. Again, all these things can be done right in the Simhub app. The great thing is you can do a lot of these things right on the screen. So while you can see them in the screen, I can use the clutches now for a broad throttle and brake. And then if I wanted to change it, simply rotating it, I can go static, dynamic low, dynamic high, and I can again make changes to things like, let's say the bite point's currently at 30%. I can change it by 10s here, I can change it by 1s here, and I can change it by 10s here. And then, you can do things like, change the different presets that are on here. So there's just a litany of different options you have that you can set up in Simhub. So again, I'm not going to go over Simhub because I think it's one of those tools that, yes, you might need to understand how to use it, but there's so many things you can do. The one thing you want to make sure you do when you get the wheel, you add it as a device. You start making sure you have the current plugins, go into their Discord. Usually when you pull it up through Simhub, once it's been updated, a lot of times those new items will come in because they will have communicated and had those items added to Simhub, but there may be dashes and things that come out in between releases. So again, very powerful wheel, really great functions, a lot of different presets and things you can map. As you can see here, there's just a litany of information and data and colors and themes and things you can do with each of their different devices. So I definitely would recommend check it out. So let's get to looking at us driving it a bit while also simultaneously doing the conclusion and let you know what I think of this wheel and sum it up in a nice brief little conclusion.
So as you can see here, we've got some video up here of me driving the wheel. Again, it's a very nice wheel. Right now, I think it's on sale for about $1,300 to $1,400. For what you're getting for $1,400, it actually is quite nice. When you start to look at the different wheels out there, and we'll talk about and do a comparison video, but at $1,400, it's a really nice price. It's very technically sound. The Simhub integration is really well. The shifters feel really good. They have a nice click to it. The clutches are easy to reach, so it doesn't require you to do a lot of reaching. You got these two additional top-back buttons. The wheel is not heavy by any means, but it's not light. With the NRG QR, I'll tell you, it adds about 400 kilograms of weight to it. But again, it feels really good. The thumb encoders actually are push buttons as well, in case I didn't note that. The stickers on the buttons are nice stickers. They're not the best I've ever used. They're not the worst. They're stickers. Like they're there so you can know what the button is. If they weren't there, I'd still know because I typically map buttons in the same way. It's nice that it has this really massive 5-inch touchscreen on the front. So for those of you who are wondering, like it's a 5-inch touchscreen, it's really nice. The resolution looks really clear, and you can run your favorite dashes on there, which makes life super easy. Overall, like I said, the fact that it's probably got one of the best Simhub integrations of any wheel that I've used, just because everything is done through Simhub and you can control it right on the screen. It doesn't have its own software. I think that's both good and bad because you can integrate it with Simhub and it takes full capability of it, even has a plugin. The bad thing is if you didn't have Simhub, you didn't use Simhub, you weren't familiar with Simhub, and you didn't want to use it, you kind of have to use it for this wheel to get the full best of it. So that can be a pro and a con depending on how you're looking at it. The grips, again, solid grips. I'd say they're a good solid B grips. They're not the best I've ever used. They're definitely not the worst I've ever used. And for many of you, you'll like it. If you like the open bottom and again more formula style rim, this is a very, very, very good rim. And I think Soelpec did a great job. The build quality is done really well. It comes with everything you'll need to get up and running. And again, the fact that you can plug it into Simhub and it works, that makes life easy. Again, my big knock is probably just the grips. Like I said, they're average grips for such a great wheel. I think they should be chunkier. They're a little smaller, and I have medium to small hands depending on the gloves. So they're definitely on the smaller side. And if you're gonna drive for hours, I would say, yeah, it'd be nice if they were chunkier than this. But other than that, these shifters aren't really adjustable. They are where they are, but they're a nice distance away. So I don't think you'd have a problem with it. Again, if you're a Formula driver or a GT driver, this will work for you. I don't see, if you're using a prototype car, I don't think you'll have a problem because it is that 300 mil space. But overall, Soelpec did a really good job. I can't complain. I think if this is on your short list of wheels, it definitely is worth the purchase, especially if you're looking for one with a screen on it. There are a litany of wheels that are coming out from different manufacturers, some more expensive, some less expensive that have screens. So you have a lot of choice on your hand when it comes to a wheel, but I don't think you would be disappointed in getting this one. So if you enjoy my content, if you enjoy what I'm bringing to the table, like, subscribe, notifications on. Like I said, I've got a really bunch of cool things coming and some news I can't wait to share with you all. So as always, thanks for tuning in. Thank you for being a great part of Grayze Dynamics, and I'll talk to you later. Peace.